Hello everybody, GrayStillPlays, and today I wanted to share something pretty exciting with you. This is a brand new pre-alpha tech-style video for Dual Universe. One of the contacts over at Dual Universe ended up seeing one of my videos that I had done. It was a video where I compared, well, not really compared, I was just talking really about 3 games that I'm interested in coming up, which was No Man's Sky, The Long Journey Home, and Dual Universe. Now, that video ended up with like 123,000 views right now. I'll go ahead and link that in the description below if you want to check it out. And also what I'm going to link into the description below is the raw video for this. This is where the developer for Dual Universe talks about what he's doing in the game and kind of some of the ideas, principles of the game, some of the technology within the game, and kind of some of the stuff that they have going on that they're going to be adding and bringing up, and some additional videos that they want to do as well that have to do with expanding upon some of what you're going to see here. So, Dual Universe, you know, why am I excited for it? Why is it a game that I'm kind of following and I've been interested in? Well, obviously, I really enjoy space sci-fi style games, and I'm a big fan of exploration survival games. So when you put all that together, you have my attention. But this game here is a bit different than what we've seen because it is all that. It is a space sci-fi exploration survival game with a very, very heavy crafting element. What he's showing you right now, by the way, is a space station up there. Recognize that space station is apparently 8 kilometers long. So that is something that you would be able to build in the game, which is voxel based. The game itself is voxel based with increments of distance up to, or as low as 25 centimeters, I believe they said, which is about 9.84 inches, I guess, if you are using the Imperial system. Right here, he's just showing you how you can manipulate the landscape, and there you can see a little different type of item down there. He describes it that is copper ore, for instance, like as if though you were mining and you found some copper. Now, a lot of people had mentioned in No Man's Sky and some other things about it, whether or not, you know, you could destroy the landscape as much or as little as you want. And there's usually some sort of restrictions to how much you can alter the landscape. But this seems to be a game where the restrictions are sort of tossed out the window. You can see right here, he's just building stuff just to build it, kind of going into some of the creative tools within the game. They mentioned that there's basically 2 different types of ways that you can interact with the environment when it comes to creating and demolishing and such, and that's creating actual objects like what you saw there, and then also manipulating the landscape, which is everything that you see here. Now, I'll mention as well that apparently they moved the space station closer to the planet so that you could really see that, like, impressive visage of the space station. Right here, what he's doing is showing you that base of the spaceship, you can see like the dark gray hull of the spaceship is voxel technology, meaning that was made by hand. And you can see he's like putting little boxes and things on it just to show you that it is editable. Now, those purple items that he is zooming over or looming over with the cursor are elements. And those are like pre-designed portions for the game that give the stuff that you build functionality. So, you know, you build your hull like that, and then you could put this element cockpit on the hull, and now you have a cockpit on your ship. And you saw there was elements like different thrusters and engines and things of that nature. Now, here, this cockpit, I think this cockpit looks pretty neat, and they mentioned that all this is apparently is just a placeholder, because one of the items that they want to include in the game, and I think this is awesome. If they can do this, congratulations, guys. You've won customization. You've done it. What they want to do is make it so that the elements that you add on your craft, you can then use little widgets on your cockpit so that you can view specific elements of your ship as you want and customize your own cockpit. So, like, imagine that. Like, you could see the fuel. You could see, I don't know, probably like the thruster amount or the speed. You got a little mini map there. And whatever sort of things you add and wherever you want to put them and how you want them to look in your cockpit will be up to you. That is a pretty good level of customization that I would be really happy to see happen. So, he's flown out into space, kind of just showing you the seamless transition from the planet to space. Now, if you don't know that much about Dual Universe and kind of what they're attempting, it's going to be a single shard, persistent sandbox universe. So that means that everyone plays together in one universe, multiplayer MMO style. So everyone can potentially interact with each other if they meet up with each other or whatever have you. And there's going to be all the classic conflicts and PvP and, I don't know, probably penis-shaped frickin' buildings and everything that you could possibly have that would go along with being in a giant MMO where everyone can play together. You can see those mountains down there and how you can clearly see them jutting out for the landscape. I think that's pretty cool. So right now he's landing, and he does mention that one of the things that they'd like to have in the game is a auto landing style thing that you can put on your ship if you want to. That is nice as well. If there's one thing that I do appreciate developers to do, and I know obviously anyone could be like, well, get good, scrub. But yeah, I understand that. But to take the time to maybe put a device in the game that a player could use if they wanted to land easier is nice. So you don't have to use it if you don't want to. Something he's showing right now is that this space station is like actually handmade. So someone built this with the voxel technology. So he's digging into the space station just because he can. He's also showing you that if you want, you can put elements wherever you want. He could have put a cockpit there. I guess he's putting like little maybe antenna arrays or something right there. Now the elements do give functionality. So like an antenna array or a screen will be functionable. Something here he mentions is that all this hallway is all voxels. All this is built. But the paneling, to make it look cool, you see those purple outlines right there, are elements. Those are the elements that you can add on top of your voxels to give it that little more, like, impressive pop. Now, these are, he mentions, cosmetic elements, meaning that they don't really serve any purpose. They're just there to look cool and space-like and sci-fi. Now, this room has been built. This is a room that they built. This is not like a pre-generated room that was made or like some sort of, I don't know, clip art or something like that. I'm not a developer. But the point is that the room was physically made. First by voxels and then with elements to give it all these little, like those chairs there. You can see he's clicking on some like paneling and those panels there. Those are the elements that give the room that sci-fi flair. And the plan is, you can see all those screens have data on them and stuff. The plan is for each one of those screens, those element screens, to be physically interactive with the ship itself. Meaning, like, if you have a screen that shows your cargo or something like that, that screen will show your your live information, the actual information in the game, and you can interact with it to utilize the part of the ship that that screen is a part of. So here he's just showing the planet, just kind of the scope and size of the planet. And he mentions that if you build something, like there's an object down there he's pointing at. If you build something that could be seen from space, so if you take your time and you build a city or a village or a structure that could be seen from space, it will be seen from space. So I know a lot of people are big on leaving their mark and being able to craft things in the ways that they want, and that's neat that he's going to give those types of people that opportunity. Here he's just activating God mode and going out, so you can't actually do this. He's not like gliding through the glass because it's glidable, but he just wants to show you the scope and the size of the planet. Now, as he pulls back here, something's going to happen. I thought this was really neat. So I looked at this planet and I was like, all right, looks very Earth-like, very, you know, pretty plain. Couple of forests, couple of mountains, no big deal. I don't really see a lot of weather though. That was the one thing I was scared about. I was like, man, you know, the one thing is it looks like all clear, very clear skies and stuff like that. Nothing really going on, no jet streams or clouds or anything like that. And then as he pulls back here, I began to see and think to myself, okay, well done. You've done it. You've impressed Gray. You've got it. You can see there the clouds and the weather and that giant ocean to the right of that landmass and that topography and how it can be seen from this distance and how you can just go straight down into it or come out of it as you will. And I thought that was really neat. So just some cool stuff coming to the channel. I've been talking with the representatives and the developers of the game. I'm hoping to bring some really cool stuff about Dual Universe. I'm hoping to as well be able to test Dual Universe so I can continue to bring you guys some of the information and newest different things that they're adding to the game and updates and things of that nature. So guys, stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I just hope that you enjoyed this little video that they had put out for. I think it does show a lot of really neat things. So if you have any kind of comments or you have any kind of questions that you may have about this game, leave them in the comments section below and I'll see if I can get those different things answered. Until the next time, stay foxy and much love.